So today let us continue with the power pivot where we have stopped in the middle in the earlier session. Meanwhile, let us go ahead and get connected to the Oracle database. So if you can take a look at this one, so you should clearly observe that whenever we are failed to load the earlier one, it will take a default naming by itself. If at all, if you wanted to drop the existing data source, you need to personally click on the three dots and you need to say delete whatever the, I think the applying is still got an error. Why? Because we tried changing the data source settings over here. Okay, first we need to delete from here. Now you are going to get something like this now. So renaming also, you can always rename even there. Okay, that's it. So all of you understood like how the data source loading and modifying it, the respective tables as fields in the Power Query Editor, how they are representing and all that we have seen now. Transformation. See, data transformation. See, if you can take a look at this group by. This group by class, you might have already seen even here, guys. See, this is how the home is showing you or depicting you all the required high frequently used options. So you should see that same group by class even is here. And also you should be able to see the use first row as headers. Okay, here is the use first row as headers that we have already seen. Transpose, reverse rows, and count rows. We have seen the least, replace the values. Okay, and now let me show you. For example, there is something called a regions. Okay, so now I wanted to say transpose. What exactly this will do? It will make vice versa of the content. If there is a matrix of 1 by 1, 2, 3, 4, like a 2 by 2 matrix, it will convert the rows into columns and the columns into rows. Let us see how it is going to happen for a small table like this. Transpose. If you can take a look at this one, column wise data, it's not showing you any sort of table header name, and they are particularly different. Now I wanted to convert BAM back. See, go to the locations, have something like this. Why? Because this is a very, little bit bigger locations. Let us see. Got it? This is one of the very good tool that you can always rely on. But may I know like what exactly that you are able to identify whenever that I am doing this part? May I know? Did you observe anything else unusual? Anything? Or do you want me to do one more time? I'm sorry. You're asking how to select the empty cells. Yeah, we will do that one, not an issue. First, tell me this one. Here, the transpose, whenever you do a transpose, see, whatever it is happening, the main problem here is what you're going to get. Let me show you in employees or departments or customers. Let me show you in customers. See, you should see that there is a table name, right? All of you. And the respective data type is being represented by this. See, if you wanted to change any of the data type of the column, you can always try changing them, right? Got it? But whenever I just make the transpose, it was transpose. This is a transposed table. But okay, now you are just going to make a reverse transpose. See, this is a reverse transpose. Guys, may I know like what you are missing now? Once after we do the reverse transpose? Any observation? Excellent. Headers. The notation of each and every header has been taken as text or the numerical stuff representation, and the names as default names of column 1 and column 2, something like this. Understand? Here, if you wanted to get your previous column names, before that, you need to understand why these column names are different. Because whenever you are transposing a matrix, the definition of the table or a column will change. When the definition, what is the definition of a column? The definition is a column is a combination of a data type and a column name. That's it. So the definition itself is changing over here. Hence, the name of in particular column will not be existing. Hence, it was defaulted to column name, column 1, column 2, column 3, column 4, something like this. Now, I have anyhow retransposed back to the original state, but still my column names are not existing over here. If you can take a look at this one, you should see the lot of stuff that you can make the changes to the existing stuff. Can you use the use first row as headers? No, because we do have already some header rows with the definite names for each and every column. So the only thing that we can do going back, that's it. Got it, all of you? Understand? If at all, if you wanted to change in a different way, copy entire table, copy. Okay. And you can copy something like this. Oh, it's not paste. It is happening here. It should happen here also. No. I will check this one. The first row, second row wise. Why? Because it should enable us to paste this entire table actually. See, whenever we do a certain action, for example, use first row as headers, you should see that promoted headers. Actually, I should remove this one, change type. Remove this one and remove this one. So this is how, whenever I just say copy, it should react actually, it should not. Okay, fine. And now, reverse rows. Count rows, you can always say counting the number of rows are 11. Okay. So now, we wanted to reverse the rows. Okay. I've selected this and I have reversed the rows. Okay. For example, this is basic sort of, sorting that you can always, let me say like I have sorted something like this. If I just wanted to reverse the rows, I can reverse the rows, something like this. Just based upon the sorting and count rows that we have already seen. Data type that we have already seen how to change the data type. We can also change the data type something from here directly. And detect the data type. See, whenever if I click on the mobile number and I say detect data type, it will always by default detect it. Okay. Here, in the way that it is detecting the data type, you should observe here something. Whenever you click on this one, decimal number, fixed decimal number, whole number. Actually, mobile number will never be a decimal number. So hence, the whole number is the right one. See what happening here. Okay, whenever if I'm loading, for example, if whenever that I loaded this particular data, by default it has given the decimal number. So whenever I say select and detect a data type, it is detecting the right one. Let me say, detect the amount. Why it is detecting something like this? Now, when it comes to the amount, we can have some 0.5, 0.2 also. Why? Because we don't know the scale. The amount might be in thousands or lakhs or crores even. Guys, tell me why it is detecting the amount as a whole number. Why? Because mobile number is fine, but it is detecting as a whole number, which is going to be a wrong thing for us. Any answers? So how we are going to deal with this kind of data type manipulations in the Power BI when you have loaded the data? So just think like is whenever you have the data, you should never completely rely on the Power BI to decide the data type. Rather, we should be very much careful the kind of data based upon the kind of data that you're going to select the data type. Okay. Of course, you are not going to manipulate or modify. Okay. But you know what? Whenever it is assigning the memory in the background, definitely it matters. Definitely it matters. Okay. So we should make sure about that part. Okay. So definitely this is going to be a decimal number now. Okay. This is the one stuff. Okay. Now rename. I can also rename anything else. Okay. Wherever you want to click, rename. Okay. Here, replace the values. This is the one which we have already seen earlier. Based upon the particular value, whatever that you wanted to replace with. Next one, down and up, sorting up. See, the pivot column here. Use the names in the column mobile underscore number to create new columns. Here, whatever that we have, the ID, name, whatever the names, see, based upon just because you can just make a column, something like that, in order to be helpful. Why? Because what, let us see what kind of pivot column that you wanted to, implement. This is very important stuff. So generally, when you wanted to implement such a kind of stuff, you are going to work on this one, and you can always try selecting this. So see, ID is not at all a big stuff here. So let me say amount. But we cannot do it at this juncture. Rather, we are going to make up or mark up only multiple tables, or if you have a column of same data type and the data, okay, there you can establish this one. Okay, so here we do have one more thing, unpivot the columns. So description, what exactly that do we mean by a pivot table or a pivot column? It means it over there, which is going to be a summarization of the data. Okay. Now, anyhow, I don't want this one. If I want to pivot, unpivot this part, city. Okay. Unpivoted columns. All of the columns, unpivoted columns. Only selected columns. you can change the position of the column in whatever the position that you want. You can move. Okay. Okay, guys. Next, convert to list. I wanted to convert the selected column, say Bangalore or city. Okay, I want to convert into a list. See, this is the list. I want to make use of this list wherever that I want. Okay. Why? Because this is all for the manipulation and the dashboarding purposes. You are not changing the real data, whatever that you have loaded into the Power BI. Okay. So transform, split column that we have already seen, formatting the uppercase and lowercase and capitalize each word and trimming, cleaning. So see what exactly it happens when we say clean. Okay, why? Because trimming. Let me select this one. Okay, otherwise let me select the column. Okay, and say trim. Trimmer the text. Okay, and also I just wanted to make capitalize each word. See, I have all capital letters in style. Even the name. Let me capitalize the each word. Done. It's good. So now the next one, which is going to be clean. Just making it clean. See, whenever if you wanted to use this clean, whatever, it will remove the non-printable characters in the selected columns, means like undefined. Okay, and it will just make a format. That's it. Add prefix. What? I want to use the prefix double quotation. Just okay. And I wanted to use the suffix. Just going to one more thing. See. Now, next one is going to be, I wanted to merge. I wanted to merge the city and the ID. Merge that. Equal sign, no. Tab, yes, tab. City rank. Yes, okay. Okay, you have something like this. City rank. You can always try filtering this one. We know that, which we have already seen earlier class. So I wanted to, if you wanted to extract, means filter. Okay. We have a delimiter, text before delimiter. Delimiter is none other than, otherwise you can go for the advanced option. From the start of the input, yes. And number of delimiters to skip, no, nothing. Delimiter, we don't have, yeah, we do have a delimiter. Text before delimiter. Whenever I say Just say okay. So this is the delimiter. So hence we just ignore the numbers, that whatever that we do have now. Okay. So text between delimiters can also be done. So for example, if I'm going to close the latest one, okay, and I will be getting the data back again, I can always say text between delimiters, start delimiter, end delimiter. See, I have the ones and all kind of stuff. Parsing. I want an XML parsing of this data. It has to generate whenever we have the JSON formatted text. For example, let me insert something. New column. Let me take this one. I want to edit this part. Don't need any text filters. I wanted to add a new column to this. Here, this is how it is going to extract for you. Okay. So for example, let me just go ahead back. I wanted to create multiple elements. Rather using this one, I wanted to use this. Suresh, JSON means it's another type of format. I will show you. Okay. So what we can take one XML and one JSON script, okay, from online itself. Let me take one JSON script and another one is XML script. That's okay, fine. We need just an XML. We are searching too much, it seems. See, we have the XML examples. So sample XML scripts that we can pull out first. See, we have these samples actually. I don't see the real data. So yes. See, this is a such a sort of table we have. See, add table and the columns. All see entire this one is going to be a one sort of the table kind of stuff. See, let us try using this one. Let us see if the Power BI can do this or not. So this is all XML script actually. Let us see. Very big XML script that we are trying to do it now. Now this is the data that we have inside. So let me just try using this, whether it can do it or not. XML, this is an XML, right? So it has done. Let us see the parse table. But yes, it has created three different tables: add replication master, add replication mirror, add drop subscription, something like this. Let us see inside which what exactly the table it has created. It has created one more table: system instance, database, user ID, password. Very good, right? Hmm? Guys, you got it. It has beautifully converted the existing stuff into a table. Okay. Now let us try one more actually. We have taken some, database level of, we can also take some generalized examples. See, let us try using this one. Let us see a few more examples, good examples otherwise. Why? Because this XML is going to be the fantastic utility or the tool. Okay, we have where you can work on in order to work with the database, and it will take a very easiest processing to get or fetch the data. Okay. Here you go, you have it something like this example. It looks like really good. So Python example for opening that XML sheet, parsing it, namespaces and all stuff. Let's take this one. XML. See, let us test this one. Now let us try this one. XML. So it will create a table, and this is the table here where you have extracted. For control, it has given three different types: text edit, text to one, something like this. Okay. If not, even we can go ahead with good examples even. No, it's not required to have something data like this. Let's do one more trial of entering this data. So now it was done. So let me try this one. Got a table. Yes. So this is the one that I'm talking about. See, if at all, if you are going to keep on such a kind of data, okay, so you are going to create a table continuously. See, you should see the column name, header, okay, and heading and the body, everything. Okay, you can convert a single thing into a, see, if at all, if you are going to use the same thing, I mean to say like multiple entries. Okay, see, TOVE, Johnny, and reminder has gone into as a data, right? If you can replicate all this data with the multiple different entries into this, it will create the entire table like that. JSON, generally the JSON is a language where we should say that it is influenced or inspired from the JavaScript language. Okay, let us take one JSON script also. JSON script example. So this is how the JSON scripts looks like. See, wow, it's good. This is one of the JSON script that we should see. These are all the JSON scripts. This is again XML. See, this is again XML. This is the JSON script. This is again HTML or XML that we should say. Okay, so this XML is generally, if you take a Mongo database, okay, Mongo database is the one which will be using the JSON format in the background. Okay, so let us take this one. Okay, and let us try creating one table. Done. Say okay. Say I have one column, and if you want to see the data, you can always see the data, something like this. This is how the data was inside. See, if I wanted to convert this into a entire table format, you can go ahead to transform, parse JSON. You have the record intent. It's not so good looking, but let me try one more. No, okay, because this is not a good way of because it's not showing in a good way. Let me just pick out one more thing. we should take this one something. Let us try this. Okay, let me 43. Okay, I understand. I think it's a problem with the. Let me try with this. I think yes, we got it. But we got it this time. It is fine, but it is still it is not that good what I have expected. Okay, we'll take a new one tomorrow. Tomorrow I will get one good example of the JSON file. Okay, and we will work on that one. Okay. Let us why because this JSON conversion has become popular recently when we have the NoSQL databases in place, and even storing the data in the JSON format is very easy in the background. Solar and Elastic, uh, Solar and Elastic and all kind of stuff, like they will be working with this kind of generation of this kind of data. JavaScript. What is your question, Suresh? See, actually, JavaScript looks like that. Okay. Full form JavaScript object notation is the full form of the JSON. JavaScript object notation. Yeah. The JavaScript object notation is the JSON. Okay. Where it will use the standard file format. Okay. Say human readable text to transmit the data objects. Something just like a key value pairs, which are separated by the column. Okay. So it should be showing for us. See, this is the one, this is really good. This one is really good. Let me take it up. Let me see this. Yes. Here, what I can do, I can select. Okay, so this is the actually, this is a problem with the JSON. Okay. I will explain you this problem tomorrow. Okay. How exactly this works and all. With the same example, what I have taken right now, will explain you how exactly this is going to work. Why? Because this is a little bit different. Definitely. Okay. Okay, guys. See you tomorrow. Thank you. Bye.